Welcome to another episode of The Cool Podcast. I'm your host, Beowulf. That's me. It's the podcast that goes along with your favorite stream, and it's on Patreon. Welcome to the show, and thanks for subscribing and being a patron to the Cool Stream Patreon. We got a great show today. I can't wait for this one. We're a little bit late this week because we had to get this special guest in here, and it's going to be a doozy. I can't wait to play this interview. I just got off the line, recorded the interview, so we're going to patch that in once we get to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. What else can you say? It's the Cool Stream Patreon. And it's the Cool Podcast also. So sit back and relax and give it a listen. It's the Cool Podcast. So, like I said, we got a special guest. It's going to be pretty cool. This is the big feature that we have. Forget all the other stuff that we've done, all the side things and all the segments and stuff that we've done. Now it's all about the special guest, our first ever special guest on the Cool Podcast. It's pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to play you the interview, a pre-recorded interview. We could have done it live, but I decided just in case something went wrong, in case some of the wires got crossed, and that'll be a little hint of some of the stuff we talk about. In case some of the wires get crossed, we got to make sure that the interview comes through, dang it. So I hope everyone's having a good time and having a good week. I know I'm having a great week so far. I'm getting a lot of stuff done. I'm excited about this next episode. I'm excited about doing the Cool Podcast. I'm glad that we're on track. We're putting out some good stuff these days. It's going to be pretty cool to do some more episodes. And I'm sitting here trying to think of how can I vamp and how can I keep this going. All I really want to do is play this freaking interview. What? I'm so excited to do this interview and to play it and stuff. It feels official for the first time ever. The Cool Podcast feels like a real thing because we have an interview and we get to patch it in and say, listen up, here's the interview. Get ready. So maybe I should do a segment first or something. I'm not sure. I'm looking at the time here and I'm wondering what's the best approach. I didn't quite figure this part out because it's pretty much all about the interview today. So let's just do the freaking interview then. If I can't stop talking about it, I can't stop thinking about some of the stuff we talked about in the interview as well. So I might as well just get it going. And I've got a sound for it too, which is pretty cool. Let me do the sound for the interview. All right, we got a special guest on the show today. I thought with all the stuff going on, with all these hackers and stuff infiltrating the Cool Stream, that we'd have a special guest on who's an expert in some of this hacker stuff. So let's get him in here. Welcome him in to the Cool Podcast, our first ever guest, Paradox.
Greetings, Beowulf. It's great to be here.
Thanks for coming in here. We got a lot of stuff to unpack. Hopefully won't take up too much of your time. But just give me a little background on what you do as a hacker and who you're involved in.
Absolutely. I'd love to. So, like you said, I'm Paradox, and I'm part of the underground hacking gang known as Notorious. You spell it N0T0RI0US. And so we're notorious. We're leading the online resistance against the current hell world that we're currently living in. That's kind of run by enemy number one. Maybe you've heard of him, Donald Trump, the Kofifi in chief, the orange shit gibbon, aka I call him the OSG is what I like him. And so we're kind of out there on the front lines, leading the resistance online against the OSG.
Wow.
So I'm kind of in my command bunker, and our team is distributed across the globe and across the United States of America, and we're fighting back in the ways that we know how.
Wow, that's big stuff, and I think we need some of that now more than ever. So we appreciate you being out on the front lines, and I guess I thought maybe we could get into how does your group, and I made sure to write all that down too so we get the spelling right on the episode description. How does your group relate to Anonymous? Because I've had some run-ins with these people, and it's kind of crazy some of the stuff they've done to me. So I'm trying to get some background on what they're doing so I can figure out and kind of put the red yarn together on the little bulletin board I've got going in here.
Look, to be completely honest with you, Anonymous is the enemy of democracy. They're basically doing Vladimir Putin little hacking dirty work over there. They're constantly hired by Russian oil oligarchs to just blow up our democracy. They're hacking our elections. They're spreading disinformation. Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Flickr, RuneScape. They're spreading their disinfo, and frankly just hurting America. These anonymous guys, and we have to stop them. Yeah. I mean, what else more is there to say?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a maybe edit this part out because this is kind of top secret. I haven't been able to prove this, but I'm working on the proof right now. I actually have some code compiling that'll allow me to gain access to a couple feeds to help prove this hypothesis.
Okay.
But I am 75% certain Democratic presidential candidate Marianne Williamson, heard of her? She is likely an anonymous psyop.
Whoa.
So let that sink in.
It's a psy, and she's a psyop, and she was doing
Yes.
She was running for president or something. Is that right?
That is correct.
And you think, and you're saying she's working for Anonymous too?
I'm unclear of how she is connected to the whole anonymous cabal, but yes, I do think so. Maybe they hacked into her brain. It's still unclear. I'm still trying to figure this out. Like I said, my code is compiling right now.
Okay, so you're working mostly on election, political type stuff, and we definitely need that in these crazy times. And I know I already
Absolutely.
said that, but some of the run-ins that I've had with Anonymous are not entirely politically motivated, as I've seen, and I'm not sure if you can shed some insight on this, but I was told by the hacker group guys from Anonymous that my Twitch stream was hacked by Jeff Bezos, and they sent this video, and Bezos was talking, and my stream was totally locked down, and I frankly bought into that narrative, as we all tend to do sometimes with some of this disinformation going on. But now I'm starting to doubt what they did there, and I didn't know if you had heard of anything with Jeff Bezos maybe being involved.
Oh, I've been watching the hacking feeds a little bit, and I've been tailing the logs, and I frankly I just don't think my Jeff Bezos, I don't think he has it in him. Look, Jeff Bezos, he just wants to serve consumers through online and physical stores and focus on selection, price, and convenience. And he just wants Amazon to be Earth's most customer-centric company where customers can find and discover anything they might want to buy online and endeavors to offer its customers the lowest possible prices. That's all that Jeffy B, that's all he wants. And he doesn't want to do any hacking or anything like that. He has no motivation here. And I think he's absolutely innocent. And if anything, he's a victim because I know he knows the pain of hacking. So looking at this evidence, I just don't see it. I don't see the only thing Jeff Bezos is guilty of is trying to help out our world and boost our economy a little bit. I don't mean to go on too much of a diatribe here, but I think that we demonize some of our great American businessmen. We got Jeff Bezos, we got Elon Musk, We got Mark Zuckerberg. We love them all because of what they've contributed into our economy, and I think they don't get the recognition enough. So thank you to those guys out there. And like I said, Jeff Bezos, innocent.
Okay.
I hope that kind of puts a lid on that for you.
Yeah, I think so. And I started to doubt it myself because the platform that I'm on, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with this platform called Twitch, where they do streaming and stuff. He actually owns the whole freaking website. So I'm thinking, this guy could just kick me off. He doesn't need to hack me. And, it's just odd.
You mentioned Twitch. Here's another part of our interview you might want to edit out because it's kind of top secret. But one of my cohorts, Mueller Time Tabitha 02, she kind of fed me some really good gossip about what's something going on with Twitch, that Twitch platform you just mentioned. Some kind of conglomerate, I think. Zoom Dragon, I want to say is the name of it. They hired these anonymous guys, actually, we're talking about, for some job, and so from what I've heard, Anonymous has been using backdoors and MySQL injection rootkits to kind of infiltrate some streams. And I don't like Mueller Time Tabitha didn't have a ton of information, but she said there was something to do with like neural network generation. She didn't have a lot more information, but yeah, that's all I know about that. It's funny you bring up Twitch because it seems interesting, maybe relevant.
Okay. And I had suspected that, like I said, I've got my different yarns connected together of where's the connection with Zoom Dragon, this corporation that was sponsoring my show.
You've heard of them?
Yes, I have heard of them. They were sponsoring my show. They've since gone totally quiet at this point, and I'm starting to think back to some of the other things, and different light bulbs are going off as far as getting hacked and Anonymous and then Zoom Dragon. I've got other conspiracy stuff wrapped up in this, which we don't have to get fully into. This is kind of more on the hacking side, but they do tend to overlap with these corporations and their endless amounts of money and doing some of these backdoor hacking things. So, and maybe it's something I can send over some of the hacker logs, Twitch stats, or those kind of things, if you can break down those codes and maybe see where some of this infiltration happened.
Send me over some of the packet logs, some of the output from the packet sniffers, and a couple of maybe some metrics and some of the error logs, and we'll maybe we can look into it a little bit. Okay,
cool. I got to get to the bottom of this. It's been bugging me for a while, mainly because I happen to know someone who it was said that he was involved with Anonymous, and now it's kind of disturbing to think about some of the stuff they've done and this person that I know being involved with them. I'm not sure if you've heard of him or if he uses this as his hacker name, but his name is Mr. Rude Guy. Have you heard of this guy?
I have seen that handle before in connection with Anonymous. That guy is like a ghost. I've seen him in the logs. I've tried to get a pinpoint on that username a couple times. I've been, trying to track that little blip, that's been going all over the globe. I want to say the bulk of the activity from that Mr. Rude Guy user, I ran his IP address through a couple of geo IP locators, and I think he's somewhere in the Eastern European bloc. I don't really know what he's up to because, like I said, the guy's a ghost. I catch one of his login fingerprints on a server momentarily, and then it's gone. It's wiped. So I don't know much about this Mr. Root Guy, but I can confirm connection with Anonymous, especially in the Eastern European bloc. Probably being, having his wallet enriched by those Russian oil oligarchs that I was talking about earlier.
Wow, this is crazy, and that doesn't really sound like him taking money and doing these backdoor channels. And I'm honestly, I have to sleep on this a little bit. It's kind of upsetting to hear that he would be involved with Anonymous and that he would be doing any kind of hacking, because his line of the story is that he was trying to help me out and trying to help my stream from Jeff Bezos. But if you're saying Jeff Bezos wasn't involved, and this was just his ploy. I mean, that just turns everything on its freaking head, and I don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, I can only tell you what I know, and I'm 100% certain this Mr. Rude guy, he should be called Mr. Bad Guy, because I think he's running in some not great circles. And frankly, I'm not afraid to kind of brand him as a potential enemy of democracy and an enemy of the United States.
Holy crap. Oh, man. This is a lot to take in. I've thought that he had a good heart, that he had changed. He's been attacked by us with some hacking before, and I thought for sure that he had changed, and I thought Anonymous was, doing good things as well, but it sounds like they're also involved with some shady stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, whether or not they agree with his politics, I think they're just helping out the OSG, Kofifi in chief, by kind of bending their knee to, Emperor Putin over there in Russia. And it's got to, we're working day in and day out to stop this kind of stuff, and because it's taken over. And I wish I could say that you're the first to kind of be confounded by this hacking group, but that's just not the case. They're running rampant right now.
Oh man, I guess that's sort of comforting to hear that it's not just me, but still to be kind of wrapped up in some of these plot lines and conspiracies and stuff. It's just it's a lot to take in, especially with all this virus stuff going on. We don't have to get into all that, but I think maybe this will do it for our interview. We definitely would like to have you on again to get more deep into some of this hacker stuff. We appreciate your expertise in providing us this info, and I'll send over those hacker logs as well, so we can get a little bit more details on what went down way back in December 2019.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for having me on. And then as I sign off, I would like to leave you with the paradox of the day.
Okay, let's hear it.
The paradox of reality is that no image is as compelling as the one which exists only in the mind's eye. Thank you.
Wow. Thanks, Paradox. We'll talk to you next time, and this has been an interview on the Cool Podcast. Whoa. That was crazy. Can you believe some of the stuff that this hacker guy was talking about? And listening back to some of the stuff that we talked about, getting into Jeff Bezos, his involvement with Anonymous and the hacking stuff, it frankly, at the time during that interview, really had me in the depths and the pit of my stomach, feeling some bad stuff. And just getting a chance to talk to him about it, getting to share my experience, got me feeling actually a little bit positive. Because I thought, you know what, here's someone who's on my side on the Cool Stream. We've got Paradox now fighting in our corner against the hackers. Finally, somebody, and not just claiming to do this stuff, actually has some of the codes to back up that he's been helping out against hacking. And we also have our friend Mitchell Head, who's investigating the conspiracy behind Zoom Dragon, the reptilians and stuff. And I may have to do a check-in with him just to make sure everything's okay, because I know he was worried about potentially getting attacked as well by Zoom Dragon, and that's a whole other thing. But they definitely overlap in many ways, and I'm working on my big poster board that has the different red yarns connected together, and I'm hoping I'll get to post that soon, the more we kind of know more about stuff. But I'd like to post sort of an in progress of my little bulletin board of some stuff that's been going on with the show. So I'll post that at some point. But man, it was so great to talk to him. A really cool guy, Paradox from the hacker group Notorious. Thank him for being on the show. But we've still got more show to do. What? I just had to get that interview out there just right out of the gate. I was so excited to have recorded that, even though some of the stuff we talked about was downright disturbing and upsetting to hear, but it was good to talk about it. So, we got a chance to do a couple more segments here. We got these new segments. We might as well do some of the new segments. So I've got a little list here of some of the ones I want to do, and I think I want to get into the gusher. I think I want to gush a little bit in our new segment. In our new segment, Your Gusher is Gross. And let me just play this drop real quick for Your Gusher. It's a new segment as of last week. Your Gusher is Gross. Your Gusher is gross. Let's get into some of these gushers. So Gusher is a website, and it's a place where you can post your startup and have people. And let me just go to the About page, because I really had a hard time even understanding this myself. So let me just load this up real quick. The internet's being kind of slow today, so that's unfortunate when you're doing a podcast. But here we go. We got the About page, the description. Gusher is a startup platform helping companies launch using time equity. Everything from technology, media, and health to design, finance, and gaming. We love gaming. Meet the team, hardcore entrepreneurs. That's us. Each of us has created multiple startups and been tempered by all that goes with them. We know the ins, the outs, the downs of startups. This is a page, a website all about startups, and you give your time investment to some of these startups and help get them off the ground. So we got into some of these last week. Let's see if we can get something a little different. Let's see, we got featured, trending, most recent, higher equity, ending soon. Let's do ending soon. Let's see which ones we got. We talked about Hurrah last week. How about this one? Crave Wave. This is a new one. Crave Wave. And these are a bunch of startups. Let's check out Crave Wave. Fleeting food delivery deals based upon quickly aggregating demand and restaurant excess capacity. Now, what in the heck could that possibly mean? Crave Wave. The team of Chris Joyce and Max Martinez. Okay. The founder, Basil Krikelis. And I thought these guys were on another startup too. Chris Joyce and Max Martinez. They were from the other one. Now some of this stuff is starting to be connected. Do all these Gusher people work together or something? Or they all make multiple startups? Anyway, so I guess Chris and Max are on the team along with Basil Krikelis. I'm Basil Krikelis. I'm based out of Wilmington, Delaware. My background is intellectual property law. I've been founder of 3 companies and involved with numerous businesses ranging from solo entrepreneurs to large-scale Fortune 500 companies. Oh yeah, we like the sound of that. Whoops. My soundboard's a little bit out of order. I was looking for this one. Yeah, Fortune 500. The idea for Crave Wave was originated from a problem that is in many regions across the globe. In Wilmington, Delaware, it's difficult to get lunch delivered without having to pay an exorbitant premium charge for delivery. Oh no! I hate paying that exorbitant delivery charge. The minimum delivery charges are high, and a reasonable lunch simply can't be delivered without a premium price tag. A standard problem for many people in many areas across the world, from Wilmington, Delaware, to the back streets of Mumbai in India, and I hope that's the real name, and for that town, and many other towns across the world. They have this problem of lunch being delivered with the premium price tag. I wonder, what if there is a way to make restaurant food delivery more affordable for everyone that would also make restaurants more profitable? I think there's a way to do this by taking advantage of technology and doing some things differently. Wow, you gotta have your technology working for you. We gotta make the delivery cheaper. So, it's too expensive to get restaurant food delivered. That's the problem. It's too expensive. So the solution is that most restaurants have excess capacity at many times throughout the day. Most food deliveries have excess capacity during each delivery trip. The solution is to take advantage of this excess capacity by often offering ephemeral deals directly to the consumers based upon aggregating demand. Whoa! Does that make sense? Makes perfect sense to me. Oh my God. So let's go through what would happen. Crave Wave. The order is received at the restaurant. Step number 2, the order has an approximate production time to completion. So we're talking about making a sandwich that's about 5-6 minutes. Put the chips on the side. We're talking about lunch here. So you can just scoop some soup into the thing, and there's your lunch. Okay, that's the production time. Okay, and then Crave Wave comes in. They recognize the production time, about 5 minutes for making a sandwich, and it creates an instant ephemeral deal that is available to people along the delivery route and is deeply discounted. The ephemeral deal expires either when the production window for the order closes, or when the delivery or manufacturing capacity is maximized. So, they're offering an ephemeral deal. What the hell does that mean? So, it says customers can search anytime they're hungry, and I'm hungry most of the time in the afternoon. I'm looking for a bite to eat. And they want a delivery and see what the ephemeral deals are available to them at any moment. Or they can choose to receive flexible notifications. And I hope this is hitting right now, this segment. It's kind of hard to follow up that hard-hitting interview with some gusher stuff about Crave Wave. This is weird. The customer gets to choose what they want. The customer places an order. The customer receives their food at a discount. Crave Wave. The delivery person would make more deliveries along their route and maximize earnings. Okay, so we've come to the conclusion of what is good about Crave Wave, and that's they're making the delivery people do more deliveries, and you can get more orders out there. And you gotta love those ephemeral deals. Oh man, so if anyone wants to go into Crave Wave and tell me what it's all about, because I can't really figure it out. But we got Chris Joyce in the mix, and he's all over this gusher. Oh yeah, Chris Joyce. He was the founder of Hurrah. You remember them? They did contests. It's the website that helps you do a contest, do gambling. That's what I thought it was. And they're out of Wilmington, Delaware, too. It was founded by Max Martinez. Whoa, Delaware is a real hub for these tech guys. And here's another one for Chris Joyce, Store Stacks. This is crazy. All right, let's watch this video of Store Stacks.
Micromalls are the evolution of the WeWork model for retail and retail food operations. It's a low-cost entry for entrepreneurs to open up a retail or retail food establishment in a really great way.
That's it. Micro malls? Is that what he said?
Micromalls are the evolution of the WeWork model for retail and retail food operations.
Okay, we get that. The micro mall is like the WeWork, but for retail. So we did that episode about dead malls, and they are these big, expansive, ginormous buildings with big skylights and stuff. But this is different. This is a micro mall. So this one you would find in a back alley, converted, like industrial warehouse, converted into a workspace or something. Your micro mall. So I guess it would be someone with a table selling their wares. Small business people. They can start and run part-time retail and food operations. This is from Chris Joyce and Max Martinez. These guys are all over it, out of Delaware, all up in the gusher. They're gushing out over here, making all kinds of crazy cool businesses. That's pretty cool. So now we've got a connection here to some of these businesses, and we can start to make sense of what's happening, kind of like we made sense of all the hacking stuff. So that's good. We got to the bottom of that. I hope you enjoyed the gusher segment. Like I said, it's kind of hard to follow up such a great interview with any of these segments that we've come up with. But we hope that you're still listening. Let's do this one. We're kind of jumping all over the place. I think we'll skip the podcast roundup because we kind of really nailed it with the interview, so we want you to keep listening to our podcast. We got a new drop for this one. Let's do this segment here. It's the weird news. It's the weird news segment is the next segment we're going to do. Let's check out some weird news. We talked about the ball and chain. Here we go. We talked about the old ball and chain that washed up on shore. So there's all kinds of weird news going on today. There's a groundhog enjoys a slice of pizza outside of a Philadelphia woman's glass door. So you've heard of pizza rat. This pizza hog. How about this one? Australian city captures Guinness record for making sand angels. Oh no. And normally this you wouldn't even think twice about this one. April 15th, an Australian city captured Guinness World Record when 1,600 people gathered on a beach. Oh no, you're not supposed to do that. It said in a Facebook post Tuesday that it has received confirmation from Guinness that November 22nd. Okay. Whew. I was worried that you're not supposed to be gathering, and 1,000-something people are doing this sand angel thing in Australia. But it actually happened on November 22nd, and around that time it's summer in Australia, I think. Let's just make sure about that. Let's do seasons in Australia. I've never quite gotten this straight in my head. We got a handy dandy graphic is going to tell us. Let's see. Seasons and months in Australia. Why is it so hard to find this? None of these graphics are... I can barely even read them. So this is great stuff. This is great content. Here we go. December, January, February, that's summer. Spring. Okay, so November, that would be towards the tail end of spring. So that's a good time to go out on the beach and do some sand angels. They received confirmation, the city of Gold Coast, that the Guinness World Record was broke when 1,300 people flopped down in the sand to make angels at the same time. The previous record for most people making sand angels simultaneous was set in 2017 by 1,387 people in Ludington, Michigan. And the Gold Coast raised nearly $20,000 for Drought Angels, a charity benefiting farmers during those times. Well, that's good. That's good news, actually. Finally, some good news from back in the days when things were better and we were making sand angels.
We're here at Currawong Beach for the world record attempt of the most sand angels made.
Wow.
Flan, Emily, Jade and Crystal broadcasting live, and there's a cast of thousands getting ready to make the attempt. And it's all thanks to Groundwater Country Music Festival and We Are Gold Coast.
Oh, it's fantastic. I've been most of all looking forward to being an angel. I often tell the mayor I'm the angel of the north, and this morning I'm going to be a sand angel, so it's very exciting.
And actually there's a lot of councillors here today from all the different divisions, so that is wonderful to see their support here today too.
It is, and we hope that people have come from all over the city to take in the beautiful view that is all these people on the beach this morning enjoying the beautiful Gold Coast, and for a very worthy cause.
And send
Gold
the signal out
Coast.
that we support the drought angels and the farmers, and that we care.
The council have done an amazing job today. There is
We
so
love
many
it.
people here, and during the registration phase, there was never a queue. It was the easiest thing
Yes.
to do
Whoa.
en masse that I've seen in a very, very long time.
There was never a queue, and that's because they didn't look at Twitter to... Oh, God. Oh, I'm trying to find a joke there. There was never a queue. Well, don't tell that to some of those people on Reddit or Twitter. All right. I saved the joke. It's kind of hard. I had the idea and I didn't know how to do it. So, they made sand angels in Australia, and this was the time before the bad stuff. So you can actually be happy about this. You can just think, wow, this is great. This was back when you could do that kind of stuff. And if they had done it just last week, it would have been a very different article to read. But thankfully, it's good stuff. All right. What's another odd news down here? We got streaming service offers $1,000 to watch 24 hours of true crime. Oh no, that sounds like hell. And the reason why I was attracted to this one is I got a picture of Charles Manson. So I thought, what's old Charlie up to? Well, I think he's dead. This is Magellan TV documentaries calling all crime junkies. We want to pay one lucky crime lover $1,000 for binging 24 hours of crime documentaries straight. Are you brave enough? Apply here at magellan.tv/dreamjob. Whoa, that's my dream job. I want to watch 24 hours of true crime. It's not the most depressing stuff that you could ever watch. You know, sometimes we get into the crime and it's interesting, and you know, watch a little bit of Dateline it's interesting, I guess, every now and then. But 24 hours, no. Let's see our candidate. Okay, who we want. I've got to the Magellan TV website. They want to hire a true crime fanatic and put them to the test. This is like that movie where they strap him into the chair and make his eyeballs go big and wide and make him watch all those movies. Magellan TV, the true crime fanatic. They want to hire a candidate who has a passion for all things true crime. They can handle the creepiest serial killer, the grisliest details, and the haunting spookiness of the paranormal. Whoa. That's me. I could do that. I can handle the haunting spookiness of the paranormal. Is that part of true crime? I'm not sure. I thought it was just all about murders and stuff. My favorite murder. So much so that our candidate is willing to stream it non-stop for 24 hours straight. They will enthusiastically document their all-night crime watch on their social channels so their followers can see if they crack or not. Apply for the dream job. What you'll be watching. Manson's missing victims. Oh my god. This is all from Magellan TV. So you could do this even if you weren't part of being hired to watch the true crime shows. Magellan.tv. Whoa. You gotta pay for this? They got some interesting shows. Science, natural, world, history, current. They got some history. They got some culture. That's all kind of stuff that we like. Magellan.tv. Watch a 5-minute preview of the Manson missing victims. No thanks. Manson 40 years later. Tortured to death. Murdering the nanny. Murder on the internet. Well, that applies to us. So we talk all about weird, wild, weird stuff on the internet. Dating or hunting. Okay, closing that out. Closing that out. Women on death row. And other stuff. The last confessions of the cannibal. Wow. Art trafficking. Oh, that sounds kind of interesting. There's one about Jonestown. So this is all stuff I'm not interested in watching. Art trafficking. A gray market. 53 minutes. Trafficking of antiquities. Pillaging archaeological digs. That sounds kind of interesting. It talks about ISIS and how they were trafficking stuff. They were sending all the stuff to Hobby Lobby. Remember that? That was crazy. So, what you'll get if you watch 24 hours of this crap, you'll get $1,000 and a free 1-year membership to Magellan TV. 3-month memberships for your friends and family. If you've got nerves of steel and this job sounds like the perfect fit for you, just fill out our application form with 100 to 1,000 characters making your case. Or you can send a video. Include your level of true crime obsessions on any social media platform. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Twitch, Instagram, etc. Should you win this dream job on our all-night crime watch, we'll provide basic guidelines for tracking your crime journey. When it comes to sharing the experience via social media, we just want you to keep it real. Don't worry if you actually accidentally drift into the dark dreamland, you'll actually have 48 hours. Whoa. So you can go to sleep. That's good. Interesting. Tell us about your true crime life. How do you watch true crime content? I buy DVDs. If someone answered that, I think they would need to be reported to the authorities. If you bought all these true crime DVDs. Well, that's about it. It's not too much stuff in here. Your social media. What role does true crime play in your life? And you can upload a video. Will you be willing to live stream, tweet, post about your experience? Whoa. Now, I want to figure out when this goes down. There's no entry fee. That's good. Closing date will be May 4th at 5 p.m. Eastern. One winner will be selected from the entire pool of eligible entries. They'll be notified within 10 business days of the closing date. So if you win, the winner will be selected from the entire pool of eligible entries. What? Okay. No. Wait a second. So this is like all these freaking social media games and stuff. You go on here, take part in our whole long thing, and you have to do it all day long and post about it nonstop and use the hashtag. And we'll select one of you. So it's basically just entering into a contest to win $1,000, but you have to do all this crap first. And I've heard of some of these contests. It's just companies trying to get the word out on social media about their different platforms and websites and stuff. And maybe we should try that. We'll do a contest of if you can watch the Cool Stream, which is our streaming show. And I'm trying to imagine if someone is listening to this right now, I've never heard of the Cool Stream. Can you survive 24 hours of watching the Cool Stream? I'll pay you $10. That would be crazy. Definitely would get sick of my voice. All right. And wait a second here. Looks like I've got a voicemail while we did the show. I guess I wasn't paying attention to what was going on because we had that crazy cool hard-hitting interview. So this is kind of interesting. Let me make sure we can hear this. We got a voicemail from somebody. It looks like it's from somebody that we know. I've got the transcription on Google Voice. Let's just listen to it. Let's see what they have to say.
Hey, Beowulf. It's your boy, the Samurai Kid. I'm really pumped to be launching my new podcast network, the Samurai Nation Podcast Network.
That's cool.
And I'd like to extend an offer and an official invitation for the cool podcast to join the network.
What?
Some of our other podcasts include Hotter Stuff, as well as my favorite carjacking, and of course, my own podcast, the Samurai Nation Podcast.
Whoa.
I've never listened to your show, the Cool Podcast, before, but it was highly recommended by Jeremy, who is our new executive producer of podcasting.
What?
I'll be in touch with some more details soon. Thanks, man, and shout out to Samurai Nation.
Whoa. That was an email from the Samurai Kid. They're starting a new podcast network, the Samurai Nation Podcast Network. And he wants us to be on the network. Whoa. That's crazy. And it looks like Hotter Stuff is going to be on there too with Jack and Lurleen. We played a clip from their podcast on the podcast roundup just last week. And if you remember, I was talking about we should do a podcast network together. But it looks like the Samurai Kid is on it. And this is some crazy news. I know some of you who are in the Discord are familiar with our friend Jeremy, who is the social media manager of the Cool Stream, and he had to step away. He got really sick. We're glad that he's doing better, but he had to step away for a while. And I was kind of confused. I didn't know what was happening, but ultimately I understood. You know what? This guy went through some crazy crap. He had to move in with his parents. He was very sick. And he had to leave the Cool Stream. He tendered his resignation. He had another opportunity. And he said, that he had a non-disclosure agreement, so he couldn't tell me what it was, but that it was going to be something a really good opportunity for him, and that he would stay in touch. So I thought, I ought to stay in touch with this guy. He's about the only person that's got anything going at the moment, any prospects. He's a smart, affable, and likable fella, and so I thought I gotta stick with this guy and see what he's up to. He's in on the social media, and he's in with some of these companies, so it sounds like he's gotten a great opportunity. In fact, with the Samurai Nation Podcast Network, he's in with the Samurai Kid himself. Wow. And we know that the Samurai Kid has been on one of our episodes, but we've never really dealt with him directly. I know he likes the stream, but it sounds like because Jeremy's the executive producer of the Samurai Nation Podcast Network that we're in. We're in like Flint, baby. We're on a network. This is freaking awesome. This is so cool. This is so great.
Ooh, it's so good.
After all this stuff that happened with us, the ups and downs, we're talking about all the hacking, so I kind of felt bad about some of that stuff, but now we're on the upswing. Jeremy has helped us out. He's given us a huge boost, and he's gotten the cool podcast on the Samurai Nation Podcast Network. That is cool. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I need to call him back. I gotta call this guy back. Gotta call the Samurai Kid and let him know we're in. We will be on the network, and I don't know how that works since we're on Patreon. Being on a network, I guess we'll probably have to have a little stinger at the beginning and end or something. We'll see. I'm sure Jeremy will tell us all we need to know. So wow, it really did work out for the cool podcast. Despite all that crazy hacker stuff that got me feeling a little blue, things have worked out great today. Well, thanks for listening to the Cool Podcast. We'll be back next week. Check out the Cool Stream. Check out all the other stuff. Thanks for listening. It was a fun episode. Our first ever interview. We're on the podcast network. This is just great. Things are really looking up for the Cool Podcast. So thanks for listening. Thanks to all the patrons. I hope you have a great rest of your day and rest of your week, and we'll see you on Sunday with the Cool Stream. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.